So we are going to see how we are going to implement the back end with the front end. So in order for us to implement the back end with the front end, this is where web3js come into place. So let's go. So first things first, we'll go to our source, then app.js, where we'll be editing this app.js. So you can see this is what the basic app.js is. So let me clear this terminal. So this is the basic app.js. So I'm going to take this out. So we're taking out from the header down to the other header. So clear this. So you can see. Let me quickly refresh this. You can see it has been cleared. So we take out this logo. We won't be needing this. So we are going to be importing. So we're going to be importing React from use effects, use state from React. So this use effect and use state is very important, and we are going to be seeing that in the video when we get to code more of the front end part. So we're going to be importing web3js. So we're going to be importing web3 from web3. So are we done? So we're going to create a folder inside. So this is going to be containing our ABI. So go to our backend, then we'll go to our build, then you grab the counter.json. This counter.json contains the ABI. So we're going to be putting it inside. Why is this giving me a long comment? It's going to be inside. See, so it's going to be inside the ABI folder in the source folder. So we're going to be putting it inside the ABI. So we're going to be moving it there. Remember the build folder in our back end. So we're taking the counter.json file and putting it in our ABI folder in our front end. So we're going to be importing it. So we're going to import. So counter, rename it counter from. So we're going to grab ABI, then counter.json. So I think we're pretty much done with what we're doing. So let's create a div. So this div is going to be containing our nav bar. So we just do a quick nav. So do h2, name this counter, and counter Dapp. Then we'll do a p, then connected accounts. So when we implement the front end and the back end, we will be seeing. So you'll be seeing the connected account here. So this is what it looks like. So we are going to be giving this a flex. So we're going to do style. So I like to do this inline styling. I don't know. I like to do inline styling sometimes. So you can use the app.css, but sometimes you want a quick styling. So I'll do a display. So display is going to be a flex. Come on. Then I'll do a justify content. Justify content is going to be space between. Then we're going to do a padding. So our padding is going to be 1M. Not really a big padding. So you can see our nav is looking okay. So I think there's a lot of space. So we just do a padding left. Let's just do padding left. So here I am. Then padding right. So padding right is also going to be 1M. I just want to push it away from the edges. Okay. So this is looking okay. So once we are done with the implementation of the backend and the front end, you'll be seeing our account displaying here. So what we're basically going to be doing next is we are going to load our web3, and we are loading our web3 data. So we're going to do a use effect. So so use effect, then we do an array or empty array. So what this use effect simply does is that without this use effect, we cannot go to the blockchain and fetch and await data. So we have to use the use effect to mount the blockchain to our Dapp. So you'll be seeing more of use effect when you work on many projects. So we'll do a use effect, then we'll do a function. We'll do loading web3. So it's going to be a sync. So it's going to be an arrow function. So in this function, we are going to be loading up web3. So we want to be able to connect our application with our MetaMask browser. So we are going to be doing if window dot ethereum, if there is window dot ethereum, that is MetaMask, then we will load up MetaMask web3 equals to new web3 window dot ethereum. So we're going to be awaiting window dot ethereum dot enable. So what this basically does that is that we're telling this application to check if the window, which is this window is currently having MetaMask. So if MetaMask is installed, then we'll connect to MetaMask. So we're going to be calling this function and see how it works. So we're going to do a load web3. So we're going to save. Okay, we're going to save. Then you can see our MetaMask has popped up. So all you simply have to do is to connect MetaMask. So you can see our MetaMask is connected here. So that is what that simply does, is just to load up our MetaMask. So then we are going to do a second conditional statement. So else, if we are having a older version of MetaMask, so window.web3. So else, so if MetaMask is installed, then else if we have an older version of MetaMask, then we await, we do a window dot web3 equals to new web3 dot current provider. So I think we're good with that. So else, if it doesn't have any of these two, it doesn't have MetaMask installed, it doesn't have an old MetaMask or any Ethereum browser at all, we should alert, should run a window dot alert no web3 provider available. So it's going to be running this error, no web3 provider available. So we've loaded up MetaMask. So load web3 means we are loading up MetaMask. So we are going to be loading up the blockchain. So we're going to do const. Yeah. Sorry, this is going to be inside this. So going to be a const. Chain data supposed to be async and do an arrow function. Then okay, so this we are going to be loading up blockchain data like our accounts and network ID. So we're going to be doing a const web3 equals to window dot web3. Alright, so we're accessing the value for web3 as a window dot web3. So it is not a function. So save up. So what next we're going to do is that we're going to be setting up our account. So we're going to do setting up a variable for our account. We're going to be doing a const bracket account and set account. So this is where the use effects come into place. The use states rather. So I'm going to be explaining this. So what this simply does is that it's more like you are declaring a variable const account, more like you are declaring a variable. Like for example, you are doing a let account, something like this. More like you're doing a let account, then you're later updating this account. So in this scenario, right, we declare the variable here account, then we are using this set account to update this variable, right? And the variable is using a string type. So this is what the use state is used for. So if you don't understand what I just said, you can watch again, or you go to React documentation and read more about the use state. So we are going to be updating this account. So we're going to be doing a const account equals to, we're going to be doing an await. We're going to be awaiting web3 dot 8 dot get account so to update this account variable, we are going to do set account. So the set account is going to be equal to this account variable here. So we want to return the first account, right? So we're going to console.log the first account. So we'll see if this our code worked or it didn't work. So we're going to call out the function load blockchain data. So we're going to save load blockchain data. Okay, what is it saying? What is our terminal saying? Load blockchain data is not defined. Let me see if I have a typo error. Load blockchain. Let me copy and paste. Let me see if I made any mistake in the spelling. I obviously didn't make any mistake. So let me see if it's because of the placement. Sure, I don't think it's because of the placement though, but let me check if it's because of the placement. Okay, yeah, so it's because of the placement, I think. So let's look up our terminal. So we have no error. So get account is not a function. Okay, I think we're missing an S here. Okay. So let's inspect and see what it's logged out on our console. So let's go to our console. Okay, you can see our accounts here. So it successfully worked. So what we are going to do now is that we are going to make our accounts display here. So all we simply have to do is to go to our connected accounts, then we'll declare the account variable here. So we'll save. Then voila, you can see our account is displaying here. So this is our connected account, and yeah, you can see this is our connected account. So same thing. So okay. So I think we aren't done. So we need to get our contract details from the blockchain. So let's go ahead and get our contract details from the blockchain. So we're going to get rid of this. So get rid of this. So what next we're going to do an if. We're going to get the network ID. So we're going to do a network. And it's the network ID equals to await web 3.8.net dot get ID. So alright. So let's console.log our network ID to see if we got the network ID. So hopefully we are going to be getting console.log. So hopefully we're going to be getting a network ID. So hit console. So okay, we got the network ID 5777N. So we're good. So we get rid of this. So next we are going to get the counter data. So do a const so you get to be counter data equals to so await so counter just networks truck ID. So this counter data simply contains the address, ABI, whatever. So it's grabbing it from this network, from the Ganache network. This is the Ganache network. So it's grabbing it. Since we deployed it on the Ganache network, it's going to grab it. If it is not on the Ganache network, this is not going to work. So we're going to do an if the counter data is available, right? If the counter data is available, we are going to be doing an instance, which is the counter instance. Which is going to be await web. Now I guess we await new web 3.8 dot contract. The contract is going to be taking the ABI and the address. So we're going to do a counter dot address. Dot ABI. So you can say ABI, comma. So counter data, which is this counter data dot address. So if you don't want to do it the long way like this, you can just simply go to the ABI, grab the ABI, you paste it here, you grab the contract address of your contract and you paste it here. So we won't be doing it that way. We'll just be grabbing it from our variables. So we're going to be storing this counter instance in our counter instance variable. So we'll declare a variable const, which is going to be counter instance comma, then we set counter instance, right? It's going to be use state, and this is going to be null, since it's going to be containing a contract and a whole lot of junk, so it's going to be null. So we're going to be setting our counter instance. So we're going to be set counter instance is going to be our counter instance. Right. So we're going to be doing the count. So we're going to be getting our count. So before we get our count, we are simply going to do another div. So it's going to be having an h1 tag. So it's going to be count. So let's see, we're going to count. So once we are done with integrating our count, you're going to be seeing the count here. So let's go back to what we're doing. So let's do another variable, const, which is our count. So we'll do a count, comma, set count. So okay, this is going to be set. It's going to be equals to use state. It's going to be string. So let's go down. So we're going to do our. So we're going to be, anytime we load the data from the blockchain, anytime we load the data from the blockchain, that is, anytime we refresh the app or we just log in our website, we want our account details to reflect. We want to display our account. So in order for us to do this, we're going to do a const. We're going to do a count. We're going to do a count. All right, count equals to. We are going to be awaiting. We're going to do a counter instance dot method dot. We're going to be doing a get count. We're going to be calling the function. So it's going to is a getter function. The get count is a getter function. Remember. So we're going to do a call. We use dot call for a getter function, while we use dot send for a transactional function, which is going to be using gas. So we're going to be setting the variable for our count. We're going to be set count. So our send count is going to be count dot to string. So we're converting the big number that is going to return to string so that our React app is going to render it properly. If we don't convert it, it's not going to render it properly. So we're going to display our count here. All we simply have to do is to write out our count that was stored here, write it out here. So okay, so you can see our count is currently 0, so it has been rendered successfully. So let me take out the toString, then we save. You can see nothing is being rendered, so we have to convert it to string so that it should be able to render properly. So after converting it to string, so I think we're done with our blockchain use effects. Everything inside our use effects, we are done with it. So we're going to be doing another div for our buttons, our increase and decrease buttons. So we're going to do 2 buttons. So I'm going to do 2 buttons. So they're going to be having the on click. So I'm going to be 2. See. So we are going to be, let's take out this first so that we'll see how our button looks like. So you can see our button here. It's currently not looking okay. So we'll do an increase, then we'll do plus, then this will be decrease, then we'll do minus. So let's look at our button. You can see, but they are not working. Nothing is working. So we're going to do the styling later. So let's make our button work. So we're going to be doing a function, right? So this is going to be a const. We're going to do an increase function. So we call it increase equals to, it's going to be a sync. So we're going to take in an arrow function. So this is going to be awaiting web3.it dot sorry, we're not doing web3. We're going to do a counter instance dot methods dot, we're going to be calling the increase function, then dot send. So this time around we're going to be sending, because we're sending a transaction, so we are going to be sending from, so we're going to be sending from accounts. So this account, remember this account is storing the account for our first account. So the account that is connected, that's the account that we're going to be sending the transaction from. So after we do the increase, then we are going to be updating our count variable, because if we don't update our count variable, it's going to still remain 0. It's not going to change, but the transaction will be successful. So we're going to do a const new count equals to await counter instance the method dot get count. So this is going to be a call function. So we're going to be setting our counts. So we set count to new count dot to string. So we are stringifying it. So the same we are going to do for our decrease function. So alright, so we're going to be awaiting, yeah, but this time around we're going to be calling. So we do it call, then we're going to do a const new counts await counter inside get counts. We're going to call, then we're going to set count, go to new count dot to string. So we're done. So we're going to be calling them. So on click, this is going to be our increase, then this on click, this is going to be our decrease. So compile successfully. So I think we can increase this. So okay, we don't currently have gas, so we are going to reject. So we're going to be taking one of our accounts for our MetaMask. We're going to be importing it to cover for gas. So let's import this account. So we're going to be importing import accounts. We're going to do Ctrl V, imports. So currently I have 99 data, so we want to get this account connected. So I'm going to refresh the page. So it's going to prompt us to connect to our MetaMask. So we'll use MetaMask, then we connect to this account. Then we'll click on increase count. You can see, yes. So our account was incremented successfully. So our account was incremented successfully. Let's try the decrease. So I think our decrease is having a little issue. So let's see from the console why our decrease is not working. So let's see if okay. So we copied blindly. So this is supposed to be a send, right? So we are sending from account. So this is supposed to be a send. So because we are sending a transaction. So let's decrease and see if it's going to work this time around. Yeah, so it worked. So decrease. So this is cool. So let's do a little styling for our buttons. I don't think that is necessary, but just a little bit, not really that much. So we get rid of everything, then we just leave only the app. So we'll do our buttons. So we'll do a width. We do a width of I think 150 pixel. We'll do a height. I think 60 we do. 60 pixel we do. So let's see. Oh, this is too big. 120. Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be lesser. Okay. So we'll do a padding. Padding left. Going to be 1M. 1.5. So it's not open. Let's try margin. Okay, so it worked. So I'm going to do a border. We don't need any border, so we're going to be in none. So we're going to do a color. The text color white. We make it white. I don't know, at least blue. It's more like white, so we'll do a background color. So we're going to do blue. So buttons are currently looking good. So change this to 130. Leave it at 120. So change this to 40 to give it a little bit of height. Okay, you can see our button. So increase. See, it's working successfully. So this is how to create a simple counter Dapp. And if you don't understand what we just did here, you can simply watch this video again, and trust me, you'll be able to do this 100%. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.